So guys, it's time to say goodbye to this wonderful camera. This is the Lumix G80, 85 or G81 in some countries. Time to say goodbye to this camera, and before I go into the reasons why I'm getting rid of the camera, I want to go into some reasons why, or the reason why I originally bought the camera. So back in 2022, I picked this up for around £300, and I swapped this for my Lumix GX80 or 85 at the time. And the reason, some of the reasons being, was this camera had fantastic weather sealing, it had IBIS, it had a mic input. And I just preferred overall the style, the DSLR kind of look, rather than the rangefinder style of the GX80. So all those things convinced me to switch out the GX80 and pick up the G80. Now I love the color science on this. It's got a nice sharp 4K. You get a lovely 60 frames per second in HD, and the footage looks really nice. You also get Cine like D, which is nice to grade, and there's some cool LUTs up there to add a bit of spice to your G80 4K footage. And there's a lot of other really cool features about this camera that I do enjoy. And I did do a G80 in 2023, not too long ago, so title card up here somewhere, and you can check that out for a more in-depth look. So all those features and the fact that its size as well, I thought this would be perfect for travel, perfect to have in a studio ready to go for YouTube videos, and just an all-round really cool off-the-shelf kind of camera. But the reason why I'm ditching it and getting a new camera to replace this is because, as good as it is, it's not pro enough. Now I've got a few jobs coming up, and I really need a good C camera. And there's a few things about this camera which doesn't make this a good C camera for me. One reason is there's no dual card slot, so being able to back up the footage or have a redundancy style setup with the SD cards, that's not possible with this camera. Also, the video resolutions and frame rates are quite lacking in comparison to this new camera. And that, you can get around that for a lot of situations, but it's always nice to be able to rely upon a camera to have different frame rates and resolutions that could cater for most scenarios when being asked to shoot video. But one of the big things about this camera, which is lacking, which I find myself needing more so, is the fact that it doesn't have the ability to shoot past the 30-minute mark. Now I know you can get the G85, which does have that, but that is a NTSC camera, and I'm in the UK, and I need a PAL camera to push past that 30-minute limit. Which unfortunately this doesn't, and I've tried hacks to get it to do so, but there's nothing out there which can. And to be honest, I want something that can do it natively without any hacks. I want to be able to just pull out the box and it's good to go. So even though I just listed some reasons why I'm getting rid of the G80, I just want to say this is a very nice camera to have even in 2023. 4K, in-body image stabilization, weather sealing, HD 60 frames per second. You've got your mic input there as well, and it's just a really nice camera. So unfortunately for me, I'm a bit of a hoarder of cameras. I definitely live by the motto, date your cameras, marry your lenses. I go through more cameras than Russell Brand goes through TV production crew. But I do love my cameras and my gear. And I'm just finding that it's okay to be quite fluid with the cameras. Even though in past videos I have said I'm going to stick with these and stick with those, you know, I will to a degree. But it comes up in life that you need to switch out and different cameras at different points serve you better than other times. And I may even buy this back at some point, I don't know. But this is a really nice camera, like I've said, and I do recommend this for anybody that's getting into content creation, photography, videography. This is not to be sniffed at. This is just a camera for me right now that doesn't serve my needs. So you may be asking yourself, what have I bought? What have I replaced the G80 with? Is it the new fancy GH6? Is it a S5 Mark II? I'm happy to say that I've rebought. So make sure you like and subscribe to find out next week which camera I bought. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It does help the channel. Until next time, goodbye. So you're all asking yourself, well, what the fuck have you bought, James? Haha! Find out next week. I'll have a cliffhanger.